Materials for duck or goose calls, you know, you've got essentially 3 materials these days that the majority of the manufacturers are using. You have wood, and wood is from off of that. You have many different species of wood that people are using. Polycarbonate, which is typically used for your low-end calls, from the sense of price-wise, not necessarily quality-wise. There's plenty of good polycarbonate calls out there. They're just less expensive because polycarbonate allows for the mold and to be mass-produced at a fast rate, so they can make them cheaper. And then you have the acrylic calls, which are typically your high-end as far as price goes. As far as the difference in sound goes, and this is pretty much true whether it's a duck call or a goose call, wood typically tends to be a little bit more mellower sound. Not necessarily as loud as, say, your acrylic or polycarbonate calls are. A lot of people like to use wood calls if they're going to be hunting over water all the time, especially for geese, because it gives them a little more. The acrylic tends to ring out across the water a lot more than, say, a wood call would. Polycarbonate is just a heavy-duty plastic call. In my opinion, very similar to sound-wise to what acrylic calls are, especially nowadays. They're building such nice polycarbonate calls. Sound-wise, they're very similar. They're just less expensive to buy. Acrylic is your more high-end stuff. They tend to be loud, much louder than the wood. They ring out louder, especially over water. If you need to reach out and get a hold of birds way far away, you know, acrylic call will be the one you want to grab. You know, but that's why they make lanyards now that hold 3 or 4 different calls, because it's nice to have a different sound. You know, you might have your one go-to call that's your acrylic call, but, you know, sometimes it might work to switch up and try a wood duck call, you know, a wooden duck call, to see if the birds are reacting that differently that particular day.